Okay. I think we're live. I think. We are live. Okay, so we don't have a guest as of today. Not yet. Maybe one will pop up. But for now, we're just going to play some games. If you were watching the last stream, or if you watched the video version of it, we made some mistakes. We're not making mistakes today. Today is a no mistakes, perfect tournament run session. Oh, I can play music. I think I fixed an audio issue from last time, so you should be able to hear music, and if I get a guest, you should be able to hear them too. Let's just queue and see who joins us, Okay, so we're looking for Gravy and Marlon. Someone requested Marlon in the Discord, and we definitely need to play some Gravy games. Gravy's pretty popular. I need to show off the Looming Doom tech. Some people are still having trouble understanding exactly how it works. Hey, Jay the Game Guy. Welcome, thank you for joining in. So we're looking for Marlon and Gravy. Maybe a Victor. Victor would be good. We got Syndra at the start. That's an easy warm-up. So we're running Providence, because Face isn't very good against Syndra, I believe. Then we just run the D-React and the Disruptive cards. Pretty simple. We are going second. Not where you want to be, but it's not that big of a deal against Syndra. Okay, they have a pretty good start. I think we still have to block this out. Hey, Jay. If they have 2 more 3 attacks, we block out. They can flick us, but they can't get mass. And then they arsenal a card, or they send it if they want. If they have another 4 attack that costs 1, we're basically in the same situation. If they have a 4 attack that costs 0, we might be in trouble. Okay. It is somewhat tempting to keep DRE here to maybe snipe one of the daggers, especially Vynnset, but I don't think it's very likely that our opponent will leave daggers in the graveyard at all, especially if we have DRE sitting in Banish. So we just want to be using it. Okay, so they might have a 1 cost that they're willing to play this turn. No, it's just a dagger. So they can't flick anymore, so we just take this one, we block whatever comes next, and then they won't be able to mask. Four, go again. Okay. So this will be the 3rd hit in a row, so we do have to block. We really don't want them to draw a card. I think it's worth giving a piece of armor for. They can't plus this with Ancestral Empowerment, not a ninja card, so that makes me feel a bit safer. Some Syndra have been playing Exposed recently. That card would work. That would be a pretty big blowout. Yeah, no, they're just going to buy back Arsenal, and depending on what we draw, we definitely want to be attacking this turn, so we could be breaking Quill Hand or Grimoire. Probably not both, I wouldn't prep both. Okay, so we can... Opponent does have AV. We can threaten their arsenal, which is decent. Yeah. Or we can not crack Cool Hand, and swing Ruin. I'm not actually sure which is better. Is this going to be a quick game or a short game? Sorry, a quick game or a longish game? I think it's going to be a quick game. Let's make it a quick game. Opponent presenting AB is slightly worrying. Most Syndras don't do that. If they don't take damage, we Arsenal Funeral Moon. If they do take damage, we Arsenal Ruin. And just plan on using Crown to get it back out. Audio going to the right mic, extremely quiet. Oh no. More audio issues. What's going on with this thing? Let me check. On OBS, it looks correct to me, but let me change it around, see if this works.
Alright, how is this? Is this audio better? Someone let me know. I'm trying to fix it. Testing, testing. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. We can't hear you. No, can you hear me now? That's so frustrating. Can you hear the music? No, they can't hear me. Okay, so I think this one's the right one. So what's happening is, in OBS, there's all the different microphones I have. So there's like this one, there's the one on the webcam, there's this one in front of me that's like my good one. They're all labeled wrong on OBS for some reason. So this one, the good one, is labeled as the webcam mic, and the webcam mic's labeled as this one, and this one's labeled as this one. It's all very confusing. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't even know how to fix that problem. I think I'll just have to unplug everything and restart OBS. Anyway, okay, we have DRE and we can play it, and we have Cull and we can get it back with DRE, which is super strong. Opponent is Lava Bursting, presumably Tide Flippering to start their turn. Considering that we want to keep 2 cards, maybe 3, I think this is a turn that we're pretty likely to let them mask. So let's let this one hit, and we'll try and block out just so that they draw later. Them losing AB is not that notable. They probably weren't going to activate it anyway. I'm not really sure why they brought it. Okay, we'll also let this one hit. I guess there could be an argument to blocking with DRE and Malefic and then culling their like chain ender away, and then we get to play Hey Captain Crunch. Well, we had audio issues anyway, so you didn't miss much. And then culling away their final card and the Deathly Whale, and then playing the Deathly Whale. That's a decent hand. When this hits Mark, well, we're going to block that. But I really want to play this DRE. Even if they don't have any of their kunai in the graveyard, we can still double cull them. And now they can't stop us, so that's pretty good. I think that's worth it. We don't need the Deathly Whale consistency. We have auras at the wazoo. Okay, they flick us, of course. I think I'm pretty likely to let them draw here. I guess it depends on what they attack with. Yeah, so even if I give Malefic and Dyadic, I can't stop this. And I'm not really willing to give these cards, so they can have a extra card, that's fine. There's not much that they can draw that's actually that bad. They're just going to get like 3 or 4 more damage. They probably don't have any disruptions. Some Syndras run Breaking Point, but that only kills Arsenal, which we don't have. Okay, they just shoot a starter at us, which means that they're probably just arsenaling the other starter, unless they just want to send like a Lava Burst here. Oh, it's Snatch. Okay, that's good. Well done, opponent. That's a very good hand. I don't know if that was already in their hand or they drew it. But yeah, nice, very good. Snatch. Yeah, well, you called it. You did call it Red Schlorlack. Schlorlack. Whatever that says. Yeah. Snatch is probably the best thing they could have, but it's not that bad. I think we're still pretty far ahead. They're losing most of this hand, or half of this hand. So many rune chants. Because they have Claw of Insericide, which is pretty silly of them, they will lose it. So that's a kind of tech. Oh, they are playing Warmongers. That's a tech that this Syndra doesn't know, is that if you're using it, you're losing it. We can cull. We're definitely paying life, so we can cull again. So now they're going down to a 2-card hand, one arsenal. And they're losing one of their daggers forever. So we're super duper favoured here. Yep, so we could consider getting a Disruptive Rune Gate. Especially since opponent blocked, they're not likely to be able to threaten Mask this turn. That's tempting, but I think I'm just going to get Cull and ruin the day even more. No, we don't want to pay life again, that's fine. We can play any Rune Gate next turn very easily. We have 2 more turns of consistency, then we also have Grimoire. Only seen 1 Dirge, so we could see more. We've also only seen 1 Whale, so we should be able to find some whales. Love DRE so much, could become my favourite gate. I think so too. I think that power-wise, red Deathly Whale and yellow Deathly Whale are the best. Like, power-wise, for comboing, for consistency. But DRE is arguably the most skill-testing Rune Gate, which makes it very fun. Okay, so here we can DRE, getting better and better with the Shadow Pool growing. Yeah, I mean, the more instants and good Rune Gates we get, the better the card is. We can DRE or Annihilation, they both kind of just do the same thing. The difference is DRE makes us banish this reduce and Annihilation doesn't. So there we go, we found the middle line. I said at the start of the stream, I think maybe my audio wasn't working, we're not making mistakes today. This is a tournament run, there's no mistakes. We're thinking really hard. Puppetry. We're not paying life because we want to be arsenaling our reduce. And then Annihilation. So here we can close the chain and attack with Flail, depending on what our opponent does. Or we can just pass. If we just pass, we guarantee to be able to block with Reduce. So I think that's the better line if they don't block. If they do block, we might as well swing Flail, get them to block more, and then Arsenal Reduce, and maybe next turn's a setup turn. Blocking a little bit. They do have some blues. Interesting. Succumb to Temptation. No, we definitely want to draw that one. And then I think I'm happy to Arsenal Reduce. Especially knowing that next turn we get Succumb to Temptation. And we do draw a gate. Super sweet. Okay. So we will have enough rune chance for this. So we probably should just save Reduce, which means I'm going to block with Sink Blow on this one. 3 block is probably all we want from this slot in our hand. There's no point sinking and drawing into a 2 block, so I'm just going to keep it. The hand is very simple. It's Whale plus Succumb and then Flail, ending on a rune chant from Whale, so we will be able to reduce. So we don't need whatever this slot is at all. The only thing that we could roll into that's like good is another Aura, or like, I don't even know, a better Arsenal card, and then we block with this turn. But I think this game's pretty locked up and we just want to be able to block. Okay, opponent finally figures out not to flick. Rabble. Okay, so since we blocked out the first chain link, it is now impossible for our opponent to mask. But they could have a snatch. So I think I'm going to block here for value in case they just like play a Warmongers or Arsenal or whatever. But if they have snatch, we'll have the reduce backup plan. If we didn't have this reduce here, I think it would be safer to keep the machinations to block 4. But since we made this play, actually it worked out really good. We will send our whale. See how much they block. I feel like it's the right time for them to give their mask, but if they do like 3 block and mask, they still get hit by succumb. That'd be really good for us if they got hit by succumb. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? I did test this in recordings, and my desktop audio does seem like it's working, but clearly my audio is all messed up anyway. So let me know if you can hear the music that's playing. We're still going to succumb because we want to swing flail, which is fine by me. Opponent is likely to give me a card from hand, I feel like, if they're willing to block with 2 pretty decent cards. You can hear it. Okay, sweet. I'm trying to fix this chat. It's really annoying. The box given to me by OBS, you guys are in the middle of the box instead of coming from one side and then going out. It's kind of hard to organize this box. Okay, they're actually just going to take flail damage, which is sweet. Which means they probably want their blood-splattered vest this turn, and they believe they can threaten mask, which seems unlikely. It's effectively impossible with D-React, even if they have like Ancestral. But even Ancestral on this hand, they'd have to hit the second chain link with it and then draw an attack. Okay, so we win if we Runegate. We win if we just flail, really, but we might as well Runegate just in case. They do have Empowerment, so that's fine. It's only chain link 1. They don't even get a reduction ability off this. So that's all good with me. Strike Twice is also a 3 attack. There's no point in not blocking here. And then we just Runegate. So if they have like Shelter, this is why we're trying to Runegate. If they have a Shelter, they still have to block the physical. I think it's very unlikely, but it is worth thinking about. If I plan my entire turn and win con around flailing, and they discard Shelter, we could actually be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so this is actually threatening Mask Trigger, which is fairly impressive. However, it doesn't actually matter. We're just going to block with this to get to 5 rune chance, and then even a Shelter doesn't save them from the Arcane. They need 2 prevention effects, and then they also need to block the physical. Well done, opponent. You get to Arsenal a card that stays there until you die. Cool. If opponent does manage to live this turn, we still have Felling Song, but I think it's extremely unlikely. Okay, sweet. Draw a Rabble. Pretty nice. We look at our little graphs. See how I like this? Yeah, their big turn where they drew cards. Was this turn 2? Must have been. Because the turn 0 doesn't count, right? Turn 1 is their second turn, because I don't think it counts turn 0. So this is like turn 3, which makes more sense. And then they kind of did nothing. She's goated. Yeah, Vynnset is pretty goated. Looking for meta heroes. We're a meta hero. Oh god. Okay, we're playing against y'all. That's okay. We do this. So, crown versus face is interesting here. You don't want to block with either, as long as you can. And I think that because Jarls typically orient towards fatigue, they don't play stuff like pummel very often. So I actually just like crown in this matchup better than face. And then we just bring the standard anti-fatigue cards, except I run reduce instead of sync, because reduce can clear frostbites. There is an argument for playing Looming Doom just because it's blue, but I think that reduce doing the job of a blue is also good. We're here for a long time, not a good one. I think we're here for a long time and a good time, personally. Omnis Ward, Coronet Peak, okay, interesting. Channelman Heroic is such an interesting start here. Wow, okay, we got a terrible, terrible turn. So we do want to filter as best we can. And we don't super want to Arsenal any of these. So I'm going to present a really bad attack to see if we can get an Arcane through. If not, our opponent has to give us like 2 cards and armor, or 3 cards to stop the trigger, even though it's such a bad card. I could swing the slightly better Deathly Whale, but then I would be left with one of the blues in hand. I don't want that. Plan works out. Opponent is going ballistic on us, I assume, with Heroic. This might be a very different type of Jarl matchup than standard. Redwood Hammer tells me they're probably not running that many ice cards. Oh, I want to undo. That's fine. Yep, you can undo. Seems like mid-range Jarl, not fatigue. I agree. Fatigue decks probably aren't being, you know, greedy like playing Channelman Heroic. Coronet Peak is kind of fatiguey. Okay, they do block. They have a spare card they don't want. That's fine. Cool. And then we will hopefully be able to set up in time for turn 3, although we're not drawing Malefics. Wow, that is so interesting. What are you doing, opponent? Interesting. Alright, we're gonna keep our DRE and Arsenal Beseech. If they send some sort of disruptive attack, like Boulder Drop, we'll have to block that. They don't, they just send Colours of Aria. 10's a lot of damage. They're keeping Channelman Heroic. Frightening. Frightening. Okay. What an interesting Jarl deck. Face would have been really strong against this deck. If we could face the Rabble, we would just save like 12 life and draw a card, which is just bonkers. But no one plays it. Is this deck real, chat? Is this real? Did consider blocking with these, but if I don't banish this turn, then I can't play anything next turn. Like, I can't play a 3-cost next turn. What the okay. This is so odd. So we have to start attacking and we're going to die. And we'll see how they react to attacks. But we are already at half. And they still have a Channel Mount Heroic. Yeah, what are these hands? These are crazy, crazy hands. But I guess that's what the deck is intended to do. If this deck doesn't have Channel Mount Heroic, I wonder how awful it is. Because it seems like it would be very bad. So I think we're going to Beseech. We just want to present enough damage that our opponent might care. We are going to pay life and then Whale. This means that next turn we can Whale for sure, and we can also DRE if we want. Although I don't foresee DRE being particularly good. We really want to avoid banishing an Earth card from their graveyard. We could banish this Rebel though, because then their first felling turns on for 8, which is bad. Tip for Jarl, don't banish an Earth card if he hasn't already. If they already have at least one Earth card banished, then you can banish Earth cards, that's fine. Don't give them the first one for free. Okay, this is an aggro matchup. Sure. Okay. Reduce is nice. We're probably going to crown to see if we can get a blood deck card. Holy moly. I'm going to ask the opponent if this is a high roll, or if this is the deck. So, like, best case, they just swing Hammer for 4 after this, but worst case, they swing, like, Snatch for 7 or something stupid. I don't know. Okay, Annihilation's good here. They're not keeping, Channel. They could attempt to turtle up after this, but they're not running that many blues. Not like, you know, 35 blues like a normal Jarl deck, it looks like. If they swing Snatch, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, it's just Hammer for 4. So we will reduce this, that's fine. Holy moly, what an interesting Jarl game. Not representative of Jarl at all. Okay, now unfortunately we did lose our head slot. We can plan our turn to double gate using creepers, but if they block with Stalagmite, that doesn't work. So I think it's best to not do that, which means I'm just going to play this Malefic. I guess we'll swing Annihilation, and if they don't block with Stalagmite, we can consider Creepersing the Dirge. If they do block with Stalagmite, then we get to Arsenal Dirge. So this is a really good fork for us. If they find the third Channel Heroic, oh my god. Yeah, I wonder what this deck does if it doesn't find Heroic. It just plays semi-efficient attacks with no on-hits and doesn't block well. Seems like not a good deck to me. I wonder why they play this deck. What's it good against? I guess it's good when your opponent expects fatigue. Okay, they do block Stalagmite. They give like all their armor, which is fine. Still, please banish a card. Unfortunately, this fuels they can banish an Earth card, which they do not. Glad to see Oakenol go away. Another very strong hand. This is a triple gate hand. If we can keep the blue, then we're insulated from Stalagmite, which is great. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we won't be able to keep the blue. Hell yes. I think I will take 2. Blocking a 2 attack seems like a losing strategy, even at this low level. Oh, that's Dominate, isn't it? Oh, no, it's just 7. Okay. Ice is Dominate. Okay, so this is still dead. This is not dead, but we can't pay life. This is not dead, and we can pay life. And then we can double gate and still have a life left over. I think I'm going to do that. It's unfortunate to lose creepers, but it turns out that this is an aggro matchup, not a fatigue matchup, so we don't need it. we also need to consider our blood debt. So at the end of this turn, we'll go from 2 to 1 because we cannot get rid of all 3 blood debt. Not going to pay life or we'll die. Now we could have blocked 3 instead of 2 and banished a not blood debt card and had 2 more life. That may have been better. It may have been a better idea. Do they block with Stalagmite? Yep, so we Tunic in response to the Stalagmite trigger. And then close the chain. It doesn't seem like we're dead this turn, like they're not keeping cards, so we can probably just attack and keep Dirge. If we were looking more dead, like if they were keeping 3 or 4 cards, probably is worth Dirging to threaten them more. But they're not, so we're not. It's pretty chilly here in New South Wales, although the sun's out. Okay, opponent wants to keep a 2-card hand. Hopefully it's just like... Oh my god, what are they doing? Okay, so this hand is almost certainly Swing Hammer or something else worth 4 damage. So reduce is really nice. And then we can banish Beseech because we can't pay life anymore, and then we can DRE threatening lethal Scar for Scar, that's fine. That's just 4. Would really like to have 60 reacts against this deck, but I'm never running 60 reacts against random Jarl. If I search the tournament facility in round 1 and I see this Jarl, for sure just running 60 reacts into them. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we threaten lethal, we have Rune Chance, we have Vexing Quill Hand. What are we doing? 11 damage, so they can just block with Barkskin if they're really excited about their hand. Barkskin and Omnis Ward. Banishing Malefic is better so you can Thirtha Pump? What does that say? So you can the Earth Pump? The Earth... I don't know what that means. Yeah. Okay, they're blocking. I just want to make sure I can Rune Gate every turn. If we ever take an off turn against this deck, I have a feeling we die. I like to see our opponent blocking 2, swinging 2. You don't care about banishing DRE. Ooh. Yikes. And it is for 8 because they can triple banish Earth. Okay, so we just have to block out this one. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's pretty likely that we die, but they could draw a pretty duddy hand. Or we could draw a very dud hand. Threat. Oh, yeah. You may have been right, especially considering what they have done so far, but I think keeping Malefic, I still agree with that decision. Okay, they just swing 7. This can technically be pummeled, but I have a feeling they're not playing pummel on this list. If they are, this is the greediest deck I've ever seen. Razor Reflex. Actually, can't do that. Nip at the heels. Can't do that either. Nothing. Arsenal, whatever. Can't be that good, otherwise they would have used it, and we have to pass. 4 attacks is a really strong hand here, and that's like never the case in DL. But 4 attacks is a fantastic turn. This is not that good. Outed for 6? Yeah, I think we're dead. The best case is they just swing their hammer. But more likely they're going to swing like a 7 and we die. If they swing 5 or less, we live. Okay. That's fine. We die. Opponent doesn't want to chat. You don't want to tell me about your cool deck list on stream? So true, Captain. What is this list? I don't get it. Opponent thinking really hard if they want to chat or not. It's only got my value per turn. Why hasn't it got their value per turn? This is just wild. Keep your secrets. They did chat, but not much. Alright, we have to be a little bit concerned about that list. Okay, Talishar has logged me out. That's fine. Such is Talishar. Random CC game, go! Okay. We do want to get a Marlin game eventually. We just run disruptive cards and like cards that convert hands, because we don't want D-reacts, because if they're all arcane then they're worthless. Pretty much the same reason I run Crown. I think Crown's better into the attack oriented, the small attack oriented list, like Gone in a Flash. Face is arguably better into some of the heavy attack lists, but Crown is better into your average list that just runs like Gone in a Flash and a bunch of instants and like no other attacks. Yeah, Gone in a Flash or Spellcilio, and then there's 2 versions of Spellcilio. Alright, they're running attacks, so it's not true Spellcilio. Interesting. We can take 1 here and Funeral Moon at the end of turn, which is nice. Go on a Flash list for sure, yeah. They've got their Greaves. Embraces shows me that they're not running many blues. Oh, Punish with a 2nd strike. Okay. So we're just definitely blocking out here. If they go 4 into 4 into 4, I mean, yep. Good hand, opponent. Well done. Cool. No action points. We get a Funeral Moon, which is something. Probably would have preferred Cull, but I think I'd prefer a Rune Chant to 1 extra life, which is effectively what I could have had here. I guess if I blocked the Snatch, sorry, not Snatch, the Scarf Risker out, we wouldn't have had to deal with the 2nd strike. And then we draw no attacks. Let's go! Thank you, deck. Thank you. Alright, considering that it's Gone in a Flash, we want to Arsenal this Morph. I think we just want to filter this, and then we'll keep the Machinations because it blocks 3. And we can use it to pitch here if they want to zap us. Very unlikely though. Let's go. Thank you, deck. Alright, crown at earliest convenience. See if the hand gets fixed. If not, block out. Ponder. Sure. Crown. We're probably putting Sonata away. We got an attack. Sweet. Okay. This hand just became very good. Okay, opponent's doing some arcane. We know they have at least one more arcane in the deck, in their hand. So, I guess our machinations pitch. Blocks 3 either way. We're not, I guess, guaranteed to see the rest of the arcane, but it seems very likely. Three. Oh, right, because they did that trick where you tap in response. We're gaming Schlorlak. Schlorlak? Okay. Pitching Machinations was absolutely the right call. Double Malefic's good. More free inputs pressure on their armor. Probably they give like a 3 block and the rest of their armor. And then we get to swing Flail, which nearly guarantees hits if they give us their armor. If they decide they have a bunch of 3 blocks in hand, that's also fine, because they're not exploding us. But the deck is like 90% 2 blocks and no blocks. If they take it all, then sweet, we have a Boom Grenade. It's chilly. Getting cold. Okay, they do have blocks. And we flail. They didn't have to use armor here, so they can just Lightning Greaves, but we get our 2 Rune Chant damage, and then we get 2 Rune Chants back. We gotta use up this this Greaves block at some point, otherwise they'll just hold it over us until they want to crack it. When they do crack it, they lose their Arcane Barrier. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Captain. They lose their Arcane Barrier the second they crack on Lightning, so same as old Acilio. Almost certainly 4 go again. Kindle on top. How interesting. Okay. This hand is very strong. We want to not block with any of these cards because they all do more when they attack. I guess Dirge is equally good on attack and defense, technically, but I'm happy to chuck it in Arsenal. Snatch. Okay, we're gonna block that one. We don't want them getting random Kindle into Arsenal, that's brutal. Opponent probably should have Braces of Belief to this, I feel like. But they didn't. So here, we can Quillham for Sonata. We're going to have 3 Rune Chants for next turn. I guess we could let them get the Kindle and then take it away, but they can always play it. So we just have a Vanilla Gate. They still have Crown, so this probably wouldn't do anything for the first time anyway. Arsenal Sonata's fine. Next turn we can go get Rune Blood, Incantation. Which is nice. Pretty close to being out of armor. We don't want to block with this because we might want the AB. Pretty happy to block with Creepers if we need to. Would like to hit Succumb to Temptation at some point. Oh, that's really annoying actually. We drew our Incantation. So we can consider Second Strike and consider Snatch. I think we just don't block this one. Yep, what's instant, opponent? If they deal us Arcane, we can pitch the Incantation and then go find it with Sonata, which could be worth it. It's 1 less value than it is worth defensively, but it just puts it back in the deck. Interesting. Pretty likely that they're going to be arsenaling this Gone in a Flash. I mean, this is not a combo turn, so keeping destruction is very nice. Okay, it looks like they're just sending it in for 7. They could arsenal it. No, they won't. Okay, we don't want this Brim Blood. It's a little unfortunate we didn't get to tutor it. But we can just tutor a Malefic. Yeah, destruction doesn't do anything here. They're not going to arsenal. Unfortunately. Would have been a big punish though. Still, would like to draw a Succumb to Temptation at some point in this game. Oh yeah, that's fine. If they don't arsenal Gone in a Flash, it's kind of like our destruction already took it. It's cool. Echo Flash. Enjoy your 1 free damage, opponent. It's kind of like 2 free damage. Yeah. Okay. Delay chat feels bad. Yeah. I'm not sure how to fix that. Okay. Still dealing a bunch of damage, but we are far-ish behind them. Especially because they haven't broken Greaves. So if they find another Gone in a Flash, we are likely to die. Oblivion is so not good here. Maybe Looming Doom is better than Oblivion because it's a blue but it also blocks 3. Actually, I think that's the case. I'll do that next time. Okay, Braces makes me believe this turn is about to make me very sad. I think it's now, yeah. Getting a Ciliod. Oh, okay, they are shooting us with Arcane. Getting a text message. Okay, Gone in a Flash is not this turn, which is nice. Yeah, so they're probably just zapping us again. Ooh, okay, Lightning Press. That's a fair bit of damage, but they are arsenaling a card? Question mark? Okay, so they do get to crown it away. We're doing a lot of damage. We're doing 14. I guess we could get that to 16 if we broke Quill Hand, but that still doesn't present lethal, so it's not worth it. No point paying life. Yeah, they might be arsenaling Gone in a Flash. If we get them to crown it a really powerful card, that's just as good as them losing it, effectively. If the game ends before they find Gone in a Flash, that's sweet. Cool. Opponent might blow us up this turn, we shall see. Find all of our destructions and none of them really did anything, which is a little sad. Haven't seen a Succumb, which is very sad. Although we've only seen a third of our deck. Never goes so, yeah. Yeah, we're never getting it back to the bottom of that deck. Okay, this is a very good hand for what's about to happen, I think. Ooh, E-Strike, draw a card? Yes, sweet. Okay. We take 2. We want to block as efficiently as possible, which means not blocking 2 sets of damage. Annihilation is the best card to play here. Oh, E-Strike. Go again? Go again. They really can't find their Continent of Flesh turn. If we get to play out... Oh! Wait, what instant went to their graveyard this turn? What instant went to their graveyard this turn? That's fine. Because Kindle would do it anyway. That's a lot of damage. Oh, not 4. Sorry, opponent. Oh wait, but it's 6, right? So I actually have to do 4. Okay, so I think we lose. Yeah, because if we do 3 we die, so we actually do have to do 4. And then any shock kills us on our turn. Got a Ciliad. Well, that opponent didn't even need Gone in a Flash. Yeah. I don't think we could have done anything significantly differently. Our opponent had some pretty decent hands, and we didn't draw the disruption we needed. I think the only thing that we're going to change is next time we're bringing in Looming Doom, not Oblivion, as our 12th card. Alright, let's see if we can get a Marlin. Pesky Wizards. Marlin. M for Marlin. I'd also be happy with a Gravy. Let's get Marlin and Gravy. Opponent did play well. And this one is again. Hello dude, that is not Marlin nor Gravy. Why can't I kick you? I guess you can't kick from competitive. Please read the sign. Okay. Might be here a while. We also do want to do a draft today. Probably. I do need to do more draft even if I don't actually want to. Okay, draft queue's pretty empty right now. Okay, we get a grading. That is fine by me. I like running Crown here. Both Crown and Face are both very good against Conqueror of the High Seas. But, yeah, TCG players can't read for sure. We're not Yu-Gi-Oh players. Crown helps you not block, not have to block, and Face forces you to block. So I like Crown. Yep. So we play all of our anti-fatigue cards plus Looming Doom, and then we have two spots for sinks, which is fun. Hand's pretty good if our opponent doesn't do anything, but Gravy does typically do stuff on turn 1. Rebel. I think I'll block with Moon. We really want to keep Malefic, and if we can, Puppetry. I think I'll take 1. Might be a mistake, but Puppetry is really important. Yeah, hopefully we get some Looming Doom action. Does the opponent attack with Oyster? Yeah. Okay, so we get pretty much what we want, except we take 1 damage. Fine by me. See if we can get a good... ooh, very, very good start. Very good start. So now, when we find the Sonata Galaxia, we will be able to hold it instead of putting out Nora. Okay, we get a Morvrian as well. So, I think what we're going to do here, if they play their Chum, which I presume they will, is block with Sync, put the second puppetry away. So they will be able to play Chum. Chum does more damage. And then swing more of at Chum. We'd like to draw a 6 attack that we can resolve. Okay, Looming Doom is not what we want to see here. Okay, so what we're going to do is puppetry to kill Chum. If they have their one Fearless, or if they're playing more Fearless, if they have their Fearless, that's not great, but we can still flail it. And if they don't, we get to pitch Luminum to Scepter, take out the Oyston. They do have a Fearless. That's so miserable. Stupid card. Puppetry. Oh, we do want DRE for sure. Okay, so we'll just flail Chum. Have to get Chum off the board, even if it's not good. Not efficient. Okay, we waste 1 turn's worth of... Oh my god. You, unfortunately, cannot play around that. Most decks don't even run 2 Fearless right now. Okay. Not happy about that. Wow. Opponent's got it all. We've kind of got it all right now. But their all matters a little bit more. Yeah, right, Captain? How stupid is that? Cool. Milk Car. Why did you name yourself Milk Car? So we're gonna Doom pitching. Sorry, we're gonna Sonata pitching Doom. And we can Arsenal Oblivion, and then next turn, if we draw Go Again, we can triple, like, play Oblivion as well. Okay. Very good hand. We don't want Rune Blood in our hand, but it pitches for creepers, which is probably where we're going to put it. Opponents always have it. Look, it's better to happen here on Talishar than at Nats. Every time something frustrating happens on Talishar, you say, it's better to happen here than at a tournament. Opponent reveals Fiddlers off the top. Okay. We're not going to block a 1. Opponent never has to. No, it's a very low chance. Like, it's not worth playing around. Page seems frozen. Please unfreeze. Please unfreeze. Okay, there we go. Oh, I could have sceptered Chum. Why did I forget that? Why did I forget that? I wanted to pitch a Lumidoom anyway. A second Chum? Captain, I said we're not going to make mistakes today. Don't point that out. From now on, no more mistakes. I think we just made another mistake. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, no, actually, it's not that bad. We can discard Incantation. and use Tunic to fuel the turn. Now, Gravies never play Ripple Away. If this one has Ripple Away, it's gonna suck so bad. Flail to push damage, you get the rune chant back from hitting anyway. So Scepter would be able to kill Chum and get the rune chant back, because it can target Chum. And like Captain said, it can't be Fearless, so it would have been a better play. Okay, so we attack with this, we get 5 chance for probably Annihilation. Scepter isn't impacted by Fearless, exactly. They haven't got anything graveyard relevant to banish from DRE. Cool, so this is the gameplay. We attack them. We can clear one of the Chums with Naz, I think is better. If they activate Chum, then they have less cards to block with, which is also cool. Okay, we have 6 right now. So we'll summon Naz. This game is not going particularly well. Okay, pitching Soulburns is nice to see. Okay, they changed their mind. We're still gonna play Oblivion. Opponent has priority. Cool. So we're gonna do this now. That makes more sense. Creeper's Puppetry, favorite play of the deck. So true. Creeper's Morph is like even better than that, which is fun. Okay. So Annihilation's still great here because it stops them from being able to kill Naz. Depending on how they block, it could also be better to DRE to get the Sawbones away. And then we could get like Pheromone, I guess. D-react? Yes. Okay. So they can't... Yeah, Morph... Oh my god, Morph's... Shadow Morph is like a wild card to think about. Cool. We want to banish from this ruin, so we'll play our Shadow Puppetry. Yep. Look, I think they're just going to block. I don't think their one-card hand can play an attack with Soulbone. Like, it can't kill Naz. So we should DRE. They still haven't activated Chum, so I'm happy to swing at them. And use Naz to kill one of the Chums, and then next turn, hopefully kill the other. Are they keeping... Yes, we're going to banish the Dirge, because we still have a Ruin banish that would take it anyway. I think it's worth closing Chain now. We had a second Dirge. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. Why are they keeping a card? It's a little scary. We're just going to get Moon... Take their Soulbones. Nez hits Chum. Chum doesn't have a soul, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd love to eat it. Yep, call. Okay. Oh, they got back alley. That checks out. Unfortunately, we didn't draw a real non-attack. So hand kind of just doesn't function, which is awesome and what we want. So I'm just gonna kill their chum. Imagine the landmarks alone, you can put instance from your banished zone and bounce back Oblivion with DRE. Hell yes. So they prevent so our creepers die, that's totally fine. Get to kill chum. We can creepers this moon, pay life, get a random card off the top. Could be a cull, which is the only good scenario. Don't think it's worth the risk. We'll just eat the L and put Funeral Moon in Arsenal. Okay, Jittery. We don't block because it's only 2. Blocking Sink, Sinking Machinations, Banishing whatever comes in the slot is a pretty good plan. 3, so opponent's just also swinging Oyster after this. Might as well block now. Okay. So the Mordred's worth 1, 2, 3, but we would be going to 2 if we block with Tunic. I think I just actually have to block with this, sadly. I need the life to work with here. Especially because we have a lot of debt. Alright, Whale comes in, and then into either Whale or Annihilation, depending on what they're doing with their hand. Probably Annihilation. We could also hit something good off the top, like a Cull or a second Funeral Moon. I don't like blocking. Delight is not better right now. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely be swinging Annihilation. Still having Vexing is nice. Gravy. We're not literally out of this game, but it does feel pretty dead. Opponent's at 4. We're going to 2 though. We're going to 1 though. Banish a blue. It is a Cull. Okay, so we just die if we don't kill our opponent this turn because we can't clear our debt. I don't think we can kill our opponent this turn. Avasti. Yeah, we definitely can't kill our opponent this turn if they attack us for 9. So, I don't know. Best case scenario, opponent's really silly and we win with Cull. Okay, if your opponent sees 2 Charm and 2 Fearless Confrontation, the matchup's really hard. Let's see if they want a rematch. Do we get to go first this time? Why does it say they lost? I guess, did they concede? No, I died. I don't know why it says they lost. Right. We threw that match up. Deck is still good, we threw. Yeah, I don't know, Captain. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. We need to practice going second as well. We need to practice bad variants and still winning. Because you can't always have your good variants. 2 Mordred and Oblivion in opening hand is really not where we want to be. Although, because the opponent doesn't play Ripple Away, Mordred is not as important. Still good. No, I don't play Destruction into Gravy. They don't usually Arsenal anything other than D-Reacts. Yeah, they don't have many D-Reacts, but they also just don't Arsenal cards. Oh my god. What's with these charms? I wonder if they have a follow-up, or if they're just giving go again to filter and play the blue. Huh. Why give go again? What is their opponent doing? I think they forgot to count. They didn't bring AB. Alright, let's try this one more time. No, I don't think Destruction's very good into Gravy, personally. I just don't see them arsenaling good cards. Just arsenal like bad blues and D-Reacts. What is with these opening hands? Okay, we block. We're happy. Losing 1 puppetry a little sad. Keeping 1 is very good. DRE is obviously extremely good. We can kill Oyston. I think I'd rather keep Oyston alive so I can separate. Turns out this Looming Doom came along, so that's good. Okay, so turn looks like block 6, banish, whale, scepter. Never mind, all the plans change. Okay, so we're blocking out, but I think we're not filtering, unfortunately. Yeah, Looming Stick in my hand, dude. Yes, we have Looming Doom. It is good in this matchup. It doesn't look like it right now, but it is. I do promise. Okay. So, good thing we kept a blue, because we get to kill Rigor Mortis here. Yeah. Surprisingly good to pressure life total, and if you need to, it cleans up allies. Hand blocks well. Sets up another DRE. Filters an attack, and maybe he gets like another Malefic would be excellent. Oh, another Conqueror. Actually, this is a good time for them to draw Conqueror. I'm not going to be unhappy about it. Because we wanted to block. I don't think we're filtering here. It's a little unfortunate the numbers don't line up that well for Sync to be efficient. Swell. Sure. Get an action point from that. Brutal. Wonder if that matters. Probably not. Start cracking gold. This is not looking great, but if we can set up the looming, we can bring this back. Opponent doesn't find anything from all the gold cracking, which is sweet. Oh, I guess maybe they did. Okay, they didn't. Yep, we're still passing. Okay, this hand's pretty good. We can play a decent double gate turn, block 4, and still have Puppetry in Arsenal. I'm freezing. It's getting cold here. Oh, did you guys see my thing, by the way? It's the puzzles. Can't do the chains. I know! I would love to play a one of chains and tutor it with Sonata. Let me move this thing. Look how cool. It's kind of glary. Loot the hold with Swabby. Will our opponent let us have nothing? It is pretty awesome, I like it. Wow, we really are not allowed to do anything fun this game. So I guess we sync Dirge and see if we get a run gate. Okay, that's not great. I don't like leaving Swabby on the board because of this effect. But they have seen... They've only seen one. That last game they saw another loot the hold. But I can't go off here because it doesn't do anything. We're not winning the game by attacking here. Okay. Does this hand do the Looming Doom? Fearless on top. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on chain link 2. So yes. Is our opponent going to ruin our dreams for the 18th time this game? Because this is like the last chance before we run out of life. Wasted. Where did they tutor? Oh, back alley. They really liked that game plan. Okay. Damage, 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 damage. Let's loot the hold. Dude. Okay, it's fine. We have a spare card that we can discard. Opponent just hates fun. Fun and whimsy. Ugh. Okay, if this works out, we could still win this game. But we're going to have to draw good and play really tight. So we do need to pay life. Because if they don't take damage, this entire plan falls apart. And we will choose a whale. We have to choose a whale to start with. Then we attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they have Ripple, everything falls apart, but Gravy doesn't typically run it. Creepers in. Don't Creepers in Puppetry. That would be a bad strategy. We won't have an action point. So we need to play Puppetry now. Yeah, and then we can Creepers in Sonata. Alright, we used our giant brain and we figured it out. Hopefully this works. Second treasure doesn't matter. Do we even have any yellows? Yes, we have yellow whales. Oh, okay. They're just going after Cull. I can respect that. This is blocking 6. I hate this card. Yes, that is fine. Close the chain, get 2 chance. We break Quill Hand, get 2 chance. We DRE. We haven't got anything we want to banish from ours. And we can't gate after this. 2, yeah, so I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna always hold priority. And then in response, that's fine, you can do that, that's fine. In response we Sonata, get Doom, eat the chance. Doom kills Oyster, so that we don't have to block. We go to 2, we'll have 2 chance. Which is not great. Really wish we could attack again, but we... Okay, we can flail Oyston and then go to 3 chance and then guarantee play one of the DREs next turn. But we go to 1. We haven't drawn a single dirge. I think I'd rather gamble on the dirge than chuck flail. Yeah. See, Doom is actually fantastic, but we did not get the space we needed in this game. This Gravy is playing a particularly disruptive deck and has seen so much. Does hand do anything? Not really. What does his hand do? Can this hand literally do anything? We can swing Delight and then die to Blood Debt unless they take damage, which they will from Looming Doom, but after Delight's already off the chain. I think we're dead. If opponent takes damage, we get to live. That is literally the only hope. Seems unlikely. I think you should. Oh. Reaper's Mordred doesn't actually help me win though, because I can't rune gate. I don't have enough rune chance to swing the second one. So it doesn't actually do anything. I can do it, but it doesn't actually do anything. This playline has the most upside if they choose to take damage. Which they won't. What can we do? If you keep Pheromone, you can still 2-gate. Yes, if they took damage, but once again, we're in the same position where if they take damage, they lose. Well, we live, whatever. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so Looming Doom was cool. Didn't have the life total to help it. Super sad. Wrong one. Okay. Can we get a Marlin game? Marlin Gaming. Alright, I'm going to join this draft queue. There's 6 of 8 people. So, whichever one goes off first, we will have that one. If we get a Marlin game, I'll leave the queue, and if we get a queue... Yeah, Lumen was pretty cool. If we get this, then I'll leave the Marlin game. Yeah, so if you look at, like, the gravy lists that are actually doing well right now, they don't typically very disruptive. So if we look at, like, Colin Erickson's one, which came first, US Nats, so that's, like, the gravy deck list right now. Let's just filter by gravy. Gravy. There. The no gravy bones have won in any format. Okay, we got a Talishar game. We'll leave this queue. By draft, we'll create to you later. Definitely want to go first against Marlin. You want to play all your armor. Face sucks because they have overpower nearly every turn. And Felling Song's nice because you can blank. You can blank a harpoon by blocking with like one attack and then pitching the other, something like that. Definitely want all of the D-Reacts. Young Gravy. Oh, it's Young Gravy. Yep. We want the Arsenal Disruption, and I think we want Succumb as well. There's a pretty good argument for Beseech, but I feel like we just need to be disruptive or we die. So we can't play DRE next turn, so I don't think we should banish it. I'm just going to banish Eulogy. Arsenal Sync and have a pretty bad opening hand. I mean, Arsenal Sync is good in this matchup, but yeah. It's not exactly where we want to be. Opponent is running AV. Oh, they have 3 of a kind. So they're just sending in a Harpoon for 10 max because they can't play any buffs anymore. Okay, so this is 8 and messes with my graveyard, which I don't have. Perfect. It can steal red cards. Okay. Attack action card you play is... Okay, so we can't block with the Shadow Puppetry or they'll steal it. But we can block with his Machinations. I wonder why they didn't Shallow Water Shark Harpoon. This is much, much better. But that's okay. We will play a Puppetry, I guess. We can swing Flail, which just eats the hook block. And we maybe pitch the second one into Felling Song. Just so that we don't have it next turn. I guess we could just keep it. But we won't have any Rune Chance. So if we draw Reduce... So I think we will pitch it into Felling Song because we are playing Reduce. It's so chilly. What temperature is it? My phone won't tell me. Okay, Poptra hits. 16 degrees. It's pretty cold. Doesn't feel like 16 degrees, it feels much colder. Malefic on top, we will leave Malefic on top. And we'll Flail. Yeah, which they block, so we'll Grimoire. Okay, hand can't play the game. Ooh, very big harpoon. 30 Celsius in France, 2 in the morning. Wow, that's insane. 30 Celsius sounds nice, but not at 2 in the morning. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so we can't block this out. So I think we'll just let them take one of the whales. And we'll just play out our hand. We'll crack Vexing and play out a hand. Unfortunately, by cracking Vexing and playing Malefic, we still only have 2 chance even if they take damage, so we can't play DR8 next turn either, unless we draw Reduce. But we can't do nothing or we're going to get exploded, and if we play DRE we can't play Whale at all. And I'd rather save DRE for when we have Shadow. At least if this does damage, we can play a 3 cost. So like Destruction or another Whale. Okay, they block out. I think I'm happy with that. The hand is half decent, depending on what's in the arsenal. Okay. Hand is not great again. I think we just might as well play Machinations and then Eulogy. Depending on how they block, we may Flail, but probably not, just so that we can try and play a 3 cost next turn again. I think I hate all the pirates. I hate that these decks get to be so blue-based and so powerful at the same time. It feels a lot like Partner Misfail, which people have compared the pirates to Partner Misfail for ages. Obviously they're much weaker, but the fact that all these pirate decks, except for Puffin, have really strong blues is fairly annoying. Puffin has pretty bad blues. How does Overpower feel? Yeah, I think we're just going to keep our 2 Rune Chance. Okay, final draw Reduce. So we can block a lot this turn. 8, 11, 15. We don't even have to. There's no real go fish on this because I didn't activate that harpoon. So we can annihilation them. Or we can wail for consistency. Because they actually have been blocking, I think it's better to just block here, here, and here. And then we can Arsenal reduce to help us get to the rune chance we need in a future turn. Do they want a gold? No, we get a gold. Yippee, we're rich. Cool. Puppetry. No need to pay life. We're going to swing flail. Definitely get to play this reduced next turn. Really hoping to see like a cull. If we can pair a cull with the DRE, I'd be very happy. Still haven't seen. Oh, don't close chain. Brain, please work. If we see Succumb, I'd be probably pretty happy, although the opponent is blocking most turns. They're blocking the physical at least. Okay, not happy to block flail though. If they have 2 blues and a harpoon in arsenal, that's extremely good for them. Looks like yes. Which type of harpoon? A very strong one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do want to block this out, which means we're giving the rest of our armor. But it's too late to be holding on to it too greedily. Do we want to filter a dirge? I want to arsenal 1 dirge. If I draw an attack, I can't do anything with it, unless... If I draw a red attack, I can't do anything with it. If it's not red, I can filter it with gold again. Oops. I think that risk might be worth it. Okay. Oh! My god, I'm stupid. Ah! I used my brain this time. So we can DRE, Creepers, Dirge, and then Destruction, which doesn't threaten anything relevant, but it does do a lot of damage. But it uses up everything we have. Because they don't have an arsenal, I think I'm just happy to see if we can filter this into something like a... Not that, that's bad. And because we're arsenaling Dirge, we'll be able to play DRE when we finally draw any instant at all. Okay, opponent's hand must be good. Okay, we drew Abe instant. Not the one I really wanted, but not bad. Big. Random. Whiff. One-time whiff. Oh my god, I think they whiffed. And then they have to activate Quiver again. I think they whiffed. Chat, I think they whiffed. Activate Quiver again, dude. Oh, they undid. Crack gold, activate Quiver again, it's your only chance. Or eat the L and just block. Okay. Wowee. That should not have happened. Okay. So... He'll dirge. So we can, Creeper's Malefic. 1, 2, 3, but then we can't do anything with the action point. So I'd rather Arsenal reduce than do that. If we swing Dairy, we can... We know they have Codex. So taking a good arrow limits their options. We can starve them off of King Shark, but not of King Kraken. And it's also just more damage. Okay, talk myself into it. What I'd like to have seen in their graveyard is the Arsenal killing Harpoon, and then we could banish that, but if they don't have it, that's just as good. Okay, they're going down. Oh, if this was a Carl, I'd be so happy. We jump in for joy. Yes. I think we just want the chance. And we're going to take King Shark in case that's the one they want. Alright, this game's getting pretty close to done. How's the draft queue going? Oh, it's empty again. How's that? Okay, finally managed to come, but it's way too late. Does block 3. If they sink King Kraken, we only have the one non-attack. We can block, they don't get their trigger, they don't get their gold. That's pretty nice. We swing a decent chunk back. And we can still have Reduce in Arsenal plus Malefic Regen. That works out pretty good. Oh, maybe they did not Arsenal the Codex. Or they just had 2. That's fine. We've got a big, 10 coming at us? Sorry, 15 coming at us. Yep, so we'll block with that. We would die. So we're also going to block with Reduce. Look at my hand, opponent. Look at my hand and wonder. Okay, so we can pitch play from hand for 10 total damage, which is good. Or we can play from Banish for 11 total damage, which is good, but we have to Arsenal one of these. So we can either be at 3, or not Arsenal an attack. How many go-agains have we found? 2 Puppetry, 2 Dominion. So we're not very likely to draw go-again next turn. So arsenaling like a Deathly Whale isn't that great. I think I'm just going to play from hand, and we're going to draw really good next turn and kill them. That's the goal. I have a video. Nice $600 block 3. Okay, opponent blocks out, makes sense. They get a gold. They put Yellow Whale down. We get no rune chance, but we can still ruin at the end of with next turn's chant. So, Creeper's Succumb is not bad. And then Flail, Cull, and Response is pretty good. And I think we want the life, so we'll swing Delight. Okay. Not feeling great, but not the worst. I think in this particular game, Beseech would have been much better, which is why I talked about kind of, it's a hard sideboarding decision, but a lot of the times Marlins just don't block or respect you. Succumb. Flail in response, Cull. So they can give their armor to stop the flail hit. We stay at 2 by the end of the turn. They get an arrow or whatever. We don't have any rune chance. That's not very good. So we die at the end of turn. What can we do? Nothing. We can swing Annihilation and play Cull if they take damage. But none of this helps us win the game. Okay. Sad Marlin game. Hate those late games, yeah. Okay. Draft is still not looking great. I'm going to join the queue. Gotta hop off in less than an hour. So get a few more games in. Get a draft. We'll just go for anything. We'll go for, wait, I have to change my thingy. Meta. Yeah, so what I was saying about Gravy decks before, we need to check Gravy. Go. Where's G? Where is G? There. Colin Erickson's list has boats and Loot the Hold. So that's the same amount of disruption as the previous list we were just talking about, but they only have the one Fearless. They only have the one Back Alley. I don't know if our opponent had more than one. Let's look at some other ones. This one also plays Command and Conquer and still has Loot the Hold. It's annoying. Okay, Mario. We can play against Mario. Getting a lot of Mario games in this weekend. Okay. So we're playing D-Reacts, Succumb, and Beseech. That could be the other consideration for Marlin. Could be running Beseech instead of Destruction, instead of Succumb. So I think that is good if you expect the Marlin to block. But Destruction's so good against Marlin, and because they can force attacks out of hand, you do want to have more than one attack in a lot of hands, just in case they King Shark you. Alright, we're happy to block, because we can't do much else with these cards. We naturally get flicked. Opponent is playing Blood's Blood Vest, so expecting a bit more of an aggro deck. Yellow Stains with a red back is also a very interesting card. And they have double react, so we take 4. 5 total. Just Mario things. We can crack Felling's Song. It doesn't really seem worth it. And they random into Orbweaver. Okay. So I think we have to attack this turn, or we're going to get really badly blown up. Which is a little sad to crack so early, but we can cull them, and then we can potentially face them as well. Randoming into Orbweaver sucks so bad. Taken 4? Oh no, they have a D-React. Okay, so now we really don't need to face them because they will be losing... Like, their turn is just going to be make Talishar attack with it. If their arsenal is good, they maybe play it. Ooh, get a T-Tox. There's 2 T-Toxes down. We can actually block pretty safely now. I didn't pay life for that cull, did I? Probably should have. Yeah, because now we have this DRE that we'd like to play. But we can't. Mistakes were made. Mistakes that really, really matter this turn. Okay, we get to whale. We get to probably... we don't get to do anything. Okay. Yep. Well, we're going to let this hit, and hopefully banish our arsenal, which kind of improves their hand. Not really, but a little bit. Get a Snarder off the top. And the opponent is very intelligent and leaves Deathly Whale there. So this hand becomes play Snarder. Super punished for that mistake. Do we want to block this? We should destroy our arsenal. Yes. If you want to markers, you're going to have to react or you're going to have to flick. Okay. Interesting. So, they're not marking us this turn, it seems like. Saver. Spin Ret. Okay, so there's no save draw. So we're just going to play a smallish hand. Gain some life. Can face this, but it doesn't really do anything. If I was marked, I would be for sure blocking out and facing this, I think. Okay, decent hand, we're pretty far behind. We're gonna need a really good face to claw us back. Got some consistency pieces on board. I think opponent just will not block until they're forced to. Yeah, I don't think Purg was good there, because them hitting didn't matter. And we did want to keep the Beseech. Getting rid of Arsenal's not that important. I'd really rather snipe a good reaction out of them. Oh, they give us inertia. Thank you, opponent. Sweet. Bad. Bad hand. Looks like they really want us to be marked, so I think I'm going to keep blocking this Clave as much as I can. Don't really need this puppetry. Best possible hand is like Banish Moon, play Dirge, Arsenal, Reduce. Blocking with the Reduce, Arsenaling Dirge is also totally fine. But I'm not going to block with this Reduce unless they... Jeez Louise, yeah. This has a 1 in 3 chance of giving us an attack half the time. 1 in 6 chance. It has a 1 in 3 chance of doing nothing, and it's a 1 in 3 chance of being annoying. But if I block out, I'm just giving them what they want. Anyway, so let's see. Best case scenario, we flip attack off the top. Top of deck. Oh my god. Thank you, Nazareth. Thank you. We needed it. Needed it to get back in this game. It's all coming together. See, Captain, this is why we pray. This is why we sacrifice all those innocent people. Cool. Do we pay life with Funeral Moon? I think so. May as well get extra chance. Mario always gives us gas for sure. I'm always gassy after eating a Mario. Okay, hand doesn't face, but it does have 2 D-reacts and 6 block that I don't want. I think Annihilation might be the best at this point. Oh, T-Tox on top is great information. We can sync and see if we get a better card. I think I actually want that. Hello, opponent. Okay. Because if we find a non-attack, then we can face or play it. If we find an attack, that's equally as good. Okay, we get a non-attack, so we can face. Probably not one worth playing. Facing here... Ooh, that's tough. Like, I don't want to face on a random Hunter's Clave. I think I'm going to let this one happen. As much as I have been avoiding getting marked, and it's been pretty good. And then we'll face any follow-up. Okay. Good thing we have this reduce. I think we're still going to face here to draw a card. It's just an efficient block. Ooh, Beseech is very good. We need to keep our reduce as well. So then we can play around T-Tox really well next turn. We can just not block and then put the D-React on it. I don't think we need to pay life here. I think they're very likely to just take damage. And if they do block out, then we kind of get what we want anyway. Yeah, it's a good face draw. Okay, they do block out. So, look, they still take a lot of damage. And they don't have any more T-Tox. This is probably a good time to take a setup turn. Just because we have so many D-reacts. I think I'm happy with this. Okay, D-reacts out the wazoo. I'm going to sync this Annihilation because I don't really want to banish another one. But it looks at their hand. Okay, Succumb just got infinitely worse. Maybe we just sync Succumb. The thing is, they won't know, which is pretty cool. Ooh, okay. They can flicker, so it is guaranteed to a point. 12 is a lot. So this is 12, just the D-Reacts. Or we can give, like, Creepers or Tunic. Probably Tunic. Because we do want to play around reactions. Because we don't want them to get go again. That would be pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to block with this. I still haven't seen any of their +4 reaction. What's that one called? Don't remember. Ugh. Look, I don't think it's worth giving Tunic for the chance, especially... Wait, what? I thought they blocked with that. Dingus. Dingus alert. That's bad. Very bad. Okay. Okay, so I think we leave reduce there in case they find their last codex. We can cull them, but if we cull them and they don't attack, then we can't play Annihilation. So I think we just take it. I can't believe I forgot that the T-Tox was in there. They want us remarked. What if we don't want to get remarked? I think this is interesting and fun. We're at 4, so we do just want to be blocking. Yeah, we get a 2. Perforate. What do they do? Draw a card and they can swing it again. Okay. So, swing it again. Oh, they can swing any dagger again. Right. Okay, we don't block, and then we can reduce it. If they find Codex, we lose the game, but whatever. If they find any attack, we can block with Cull. Holy crap, our opponent has all. If they hit Blood Debt, we lose. Okay, they didn't hit Blood Debt, so we don't instantly lose the game, but wow, Mario can do things. Yeah. I think I definitely messed up that block with the T-Tox being there. Opponent blocks out. Any flick kills me. Okay. I guess. I think we're super dead because any flick knives just is the end of the game, but apparently now draws the defensive cards, which is always the case. draw Arsenal this, whatever. Holy moly, I got cooked. Draft is getting somewhat close. Don't necessarily want to start a new game and have to leave it. Let's look at some deck lists. Is there anything people want me to talk about for a few minutes before this draft hopefully fires? Any Vynnset topics, can do a chat about them. Flicking box third. Well, this is a very different list. It's playing Sloop, Sink. This is cool. Diamond Amulet. Scrub the deck. That's interesting. Thanks, Captain, for joining, even though it's 2 AM or whatever you said. Have a good sleep. Oh, this one's heavy on the swell. And has less loot the holds. Vynnset gets worse, usurp and mechanic ends up being a widespread mechanic. I do think that if all of the new cards are unplayable in Vynnset, like they're not good enough to see play, but they're good enough to fuel chain or whatever, then yes, Vynnset gets worse. But I think it's very likely that we get at least 1 or 2 good Majestics out of this set, maybe a few decent commons. So I think it's likely that on the whole the deck gets better, even though yes, Usurp is a mechanic that harms us. It doesn't harm us that much because only Rune Blades will have access to this mechanic, and then we just have like 2 or 3 worse matchups because of it. I don't think it is going to make a massive dent, and I do think that we'll get stronger instead of weaker with the new set. Good question though. And if we end up playing them, then we could get stronger in like a big way, especially if there are non-attacks at Usurp. Oh, this one's playing Weakest Link. And less loot the holds. I want to see what this Iroh deck that came first is all about. So it's a classic Kadachi list with a very mid-range lean. Like it's got a lot of efficient attacks and like 12 defensive cards. Just hope for a new Grimoire that blocks and a blue rune gate that usurps. A Grimoire that blocks, we have that. That card exists. Look at this. It's what's it called? This card. There, look, that's it. Graveburn seems insufferable to deal with. Number one tip is you have to kill them. The only way to beat Gravy is to kill Gravy. If you focus too much on killing allies, you cannot win the game. So you need to clear allies only when it is a stepping stone to you winning. Killing Chum is important because Chum stops you from winning. Killing Sawbones is usually important because Sawbones, over the course of a long game, gives your Gravy opponent like 6 more life or whatever. So you need to focus on killing the Gravy, and only kill the allies when they get in your way. That would be my number one tip. What's a Syndra deck list like? Is it just kind of standard Syndra? But But it doesn't have a rune chant when it... Oh, you want a 1... You want this. Let's make some customs. 60 react correct versus Mario. I think so. I play 60 react, beseech, and succumb. The D reacts are really strong against Mario for obvious reasons. Beseech and succumb help you translate hands, guaranteeing disruptive effects. Most Mario are pretty aggressive and will ignore you. And then you just don't want that many rune gates, so the extra destruction's not that great. So you want, like, this. This. This is good. This is probably just broken though, because we just got a new book, and this is better than that book. That book is pay 1, get 1. So it's 1 for 1. This is block 1, get 1. So it's 2 free value. Yes, your opponent has to attack you, so it has like some small conditions, but this would make Felling Song completely worthless, I think. Okay, we get a draft. I want this card. This card's great. But I think it won't exist because it just makes Felling Song unusable. Alright, draft time. Cat orange whistling. Wish that would show me the emoji instead of telling me what emoji it is. No, look at this draft won't actually fire. Okay, we have to read here. Someone dropped out. This card's good. Make it banished and blood debt for balance. Doesn't even show emoji level. Yeah, I guess it could. This is destroyed. Create a rune chant and banish this. But now this is like bad. Now I don't know that this is playable. It probably is playable, but I don't know if it's actually good. You know, maybe if it's like this, but now this is broken. I think this card is really difficult to design fairly. Okay, draft starts again. Fingies are cold. Come on. Okay, Shattering Floatide's good. Path of Same Ends is really good. Both Nebula Dualities are good. All of the Staying Open cards suck. So we're just trying to pick a good class card. And because there is 3 really good class cards, I don't necessarily know. Taking Illusionist or Wizard sends the strongest signal, which is nice. And I still feel like I'm fairly bad at Ziggy, so I'm going to take Ziggy. Oh, there's a problem here. What? Because I need to practice more Ziggy. There might be a problem with this draft, however. Cosmic Duality or Clear Conscience blue. Nourishing Glow also considerable, but I think Cosmic Duality is just so good. Crackle and Fleeting, both good. These are showing me that Zig is still open, but Cosmic Duality is also so good. Blue. Yeah, I think we can get auras later, but we're not going to get Cosmic Dualities forever. Thank you, Mega Nanobots, you're hopping out. Yeah, I think the Boots of Astral is amazing. This, like, pick 4. This is a really good armor. Okay, so it looks like one of the people in here is a bot, actually. So we might not be able to keep this really excellent draft. Fleet Strawberry is very, very good. Looks like Ziggy and Aurora are getting picked up pretty good. But Ziggy, sorry, Acilio and Aurora are getting picked up a lot, but Ziggy's still pretty open. We're just going to keep drafting and see what happens with this whole problem. Ominous is good for Fatigue Ziggy, Ebbing Arcstride is good generally, and Flittering Force Field is fine, so I'm just going to grab Ebbing Arcstride because it's the best general card. General card. So we are looking to get more auras. I like to separate out the auras actually. Runeblade's kind of open here. Like, that's a red quick strike card, that's pretty decent. Not nearly as open as Ziggy though. Pulsing Cardia red is fine. Auric Shards is probably better, especially because we don't have many auras yet. Thunderous Retort blue is fine. I'd prefer a higher AB number, so I'm just going to get the shards. Fingers is pretty good to get this late. I'll take a Fingers. Okay, Pulsing Cardia blue is decent. Thunderous Retort yellow is probably better as a sideboard card. Crackle from Afar. Oh, Star World Warning is nice. We'll get that. We'll put that over here. Cosmic Flare red doesn't really do anything for us special, so I'm just going to grab Voltaic, what's it called? Volatile. Fingers Fragmentation doesn't, like we already have one. I'm just going to pick this Haven Veil, I guess, and then we don't want this, hopefully not. Okay, Astral Sanctuary is really good. Fractal Creation is pretty good. I think we can probably wheel one of these decent cards. Do we want a helmet or a decent blue Majestic? Is a hero credit In this thread there are 8, I'm not trusting. Oh, okay. I think I just want a helmet. Helmet's good. Okay, Conflux is very good. We have boots, so Lace Lightning's not up for us. Yeah, I think we just get the 2 for 7. There's a good cut. Nebula Cycle is fine, although Ponder often goes to waste. Flowshard Elemental is pretty decent. Electrolyze Red is pretty good. Spellbane Sigil's good. Ciliotech, Brush Off is decent. A lot of decent cards in this pack. Flowshard Elemental is not coming back. There's no replacement card for this. I think this is probably a good pick. Holy moly. Red Corrosive Space Dust. We are in the best seat. Another Flow Tide is very strong. I think we can get auras later, still. Red Auric Shards is pretty nice. I think it's better than Clear Conscience at blue. Flittering Spike's also considerable. Yep. Yellow Flow Tide is fine. Blue Authority is like not good. But 3 blocks is out completely. I guess that's true for the red as well. Blue Retort might be good too. Let's take Blue Retort. Another Red Tide. I think we have enough Shattering Flow Tides. I'm going to start taking some auras. Same decision as last time. Blue Cosmic Duality, so good. So good. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we don't have a bot. It's kind of getting figured out. But more importantly, our Ziggy deck is absolutely wildly good. We are probably the one-of-one Ziggy people might start filtering in. So I think we definitely are playing Star World Warning. I just don't know where to categorize it. This card's very good though. Nebula Cycle is good enough now, for sure. Holy Shield Red is totally fine, although with a deck this good, it could see a cut. Definitely played against an Acilio though. Ebbing Arcstride is a very good blue. Ooh, so cold. I don't think my jacket fits me anymore, it won't close up. Old jacket. Flaring Force Field is fine. Not wanting to play it, it's good though. Red Auric Shards is nice, although we already have 2. Calm Veil, I do love Calm Veil. Thunderous Retort Red is very strong. think I'm actually pretty likely just to pick the red retort. I've got one of each colour now. Making a set. This is Monopoly. I have a Monopoly. Ooh, Blink of an Eye. Extremely good 2 for 7. Nothing else competes with this. Blue Flow Tide is fine. Like, it's actually pretty good. And everything else kind of mid. So, yeah, let's get a Blue Flow Tide. Sigil Lightning's like fine. In Ziggy, you can flicker it to get 2 embodiments out of it. But I'm pretty happy with what I've got as a kind of more mid-rangey, value-oriented Ziggy deck. Rather than trying to go super duper fast. Chest is the only piece we're missing, right? We have everything we could ever want in life. This could be the best draft deck I've ever drafted. A second? Wow. 2 of the same Majestic is pretty wild. Cosmic Duality Red could be better. Could be better. Fractal Creation Blue, Cosmic Duality Red. Yeah, I think Red Duality is actually just better than this. Yellow Duality or Hollow Shield. How many auras do we have? Blue. We have nearly 10 decent auras, so I think I'm just going to take a duality. Probably Glide Through the Starlight is the better blue. Crackle, Flow Tide, Ebbing. How many Ebbings do we have? 2. It's pretty good as a blue. Yeah. I feel like actually we can just take an aura. Auric Shards or Hollow Shield. Do you want to be more defensive or more aggressive? I think our deck is good enough that we can be a little bit more on the aggressive side. Pulsing Cardia is playable, but it's not going in this deck. Auric Shards also playable. I just hate pick this live wire. I just don't want to die to it. Fleeting Starbreeze is pretty decent. I like that one. I guess Arc Ramp is slightly better. Yellow Glide, not going to see play. Alright, we will be playing against 1, 2, 3, 4, Misting. My hands are so cold. We have Aphroditeus, that's good. So this is an inventory card, 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 that's an inventory card. That's actually probably good enough to see play everywhere. That's an inventory card. So that's a very solid 30. Oh, this is an inventory card. Yeah, we are done with this, yep. So I have 16 attacks. I might want slightly more than that. Although we don't really have more. Okay. Cool, I think I'm happy with this then. we can't win games with the best Ziggy deck ever drafted, I think it's embarrassing. Oh, there is another Ziggy. That's extremely surprising. We want to go second. And in the Ziggy mirror, we probably just want D-React to deal with fragments. I guess they could be more aggressive, more like arcane based, but we have Ward to deal with stuff like Aphrodisias, and they're not so arcane based like a Cilio where we'd want to be arcane barriering. Alright, opponent. I wonder if they got on late, because it feels like we were the one-of-one Ziggy for a long time. I haven't even got a pair of gloves to wear. It's not supposed to be cold in Australia. Oh, they have a lot less armor than us. Space Dust is nice. Ooh, attacking with the Flow Tide straight up is good for them. I think we will give them a Lightning Flow. Do they have any funny tricks, or they just wanted to make a flow and pass? Thinking. Okay, they have a duality, so I think we can actually spend this and get a Ponder, pitching Dust for late game. Yes, that checks out. We'll use one of our equipments while we probably don't need a hero ability. Probably did want a hero ability actually. Okay, we will also Flow Tide and then probably discard Duality. Maybe we play both of these. Yep, okay. We're wasting this Ponder, but I think I just want to get Red Auric into Arsenal. Yes. Okay, Flow Tide plus Red Auric is very, very nice. We can block with the Fluxor, we want to be pitching the Duality, and then we can Arsenal Star World. In all likelihood. I guess we can Aphrodisias using the resource, that might be better. Ooh. I want to give them an embodiment of lightning. Not really, but blocking 5 is pretty good, so I think we will. This must have been an insane Ziggy box. So the decision between arsenaling Starworld and pitching it to Aphrodite basically comes down to, do I worry about fatigue? Because activating Aphrodite every time possible helps with fatigue, because you get the damage from your weapon while you can, and sometimes you can't. So it makes sense to activate it when I can. So I think I will be doing that, because I am slightly worried about fatigue. And we have heaps of lightning flow right now. I wonder if they use... okay, they use the boot. So they're not ziggying anything this turn. Okay, get 5 damage here is good. You get a lightning flow, which is good. We have 1 ward sitting on the board. And the hand does nothing. Like, it does nothing. I didn't realize this was still on the list, that's my bad. Righto. This hand would be so good with Reality Refractor. Unfortunately, that's not legal in this format. Okay. Oh god, this is so bad. So bad. Which one do we want to Arsenal? We can play the other. I guess we want to Arsenal Starbreeze, play Retort. Okay, they prevented damage, that's fine. Conflux is good. Fractal Creation. So we need this blue to play this. This doesn't block. So... oh, because we have the Ward 1, the Force Field actually just blocks this out. They could have a Auric Shards, but all it does is copy Lightning Flow, so it's not the worst. You know, it doesn't lose us the game. Doesn't look like they have any tricks. Oh, sorry, they have going. Yeah, okay, sure. Flow Tide. Okay. Really would like to be blocking this. Literally can't. So... we will tap a hero while we have the ability to. Yeah, gosh, this deck might have too many instants. Doesn't really feel like it looking at the list, but my god, we just keep drawing them. We're gonna really need some hands to come together to have a chance in this game. Embodiment of Lightning, we'll give +1. Oh. So they take 2 damage. Opponent has a really good Ziggy deck as well. And then we can't do anything else. Yeah, once again, not a great deal of block in this hand. We can kind of stuff this by playing Circular Flow Tide. And if they don't have like an Auric Shards or something, that's it. Got a lot of Lightning Flow, which is nice. Opponent only has the 1, which is sweet. Okay, they do have something to convert their hand. Are they going to flicker this and Aphroditeus? Happily give 2 Lightning Flow. Or maybe I'll Boots. Okay, Lightning Flow and a Boots, if they do so. Okay, they don't want to, that's fine. Yep, that is all the damage. Congratulations. Yep, they don't feel like flickering, that's fine. I'm slightly behind on cards, not by much. Okay, we do have to give them their go again here. Yep, that's pretty good. I think we just have to... Oh, this only blocks 2. Yeah, I think we just block like this and we can Boots of Astral Sanctuary if they commit the instant. They do commit an instant. Swing another Flow Tide. Kind of hope they block this and we can just kind of play towards fatigue. Because I don't think we're getting the life totals. I don't think we're flipping these life totals. Okay. Opponent. Okay, so we have 2 Aphroditeus sets of prevention. Opponent's flickering and then shooting us. Yep. So we have a plethora of flow. Oh yeah, Blink of an Eye, I forgot we had this. Oh, flow state embodiment. Oh, and we pitch stacked our corrosive space dust, right. Unfortunately we can't do everything this turn. But we can Blink of an Eye, Space Dust, Flicker it if it hits. And taking this one only really puts us in danger from whatever that Lightning Press style card is. Because we have prevention for the Flicker, for the Aphroditeus. Opponent takes 6. Okay. I'm still going to play a Space Dust, and then we can flicker it on their turn. So what's this get? Ward 4. Okay. Wow, this hand doesn't block once again. This is sweet. Oh my god. So this blocks 5 on a fragment. So I think we're actually supposed to flicker the dust now. We can play Holy Shield and flicker it. But there's no point, it's the same. So we'll pitch the blue. If they try and zap us here, that would make our decisions much easier. Like we could just play out warning, prevent damage, and then we wouldn't have to concern ourselves with like second attack. Second fractal creation, they do get both. Well, opponent has a Space Dust as well. How very interesting. So there can still be a fragment, but not a very good one. So we're safe to play out this warning to prevent some damage. Got a Space Dust off. So I think I just want to use this Star Breeze so that we can keep one flow. And then we can take this one. And they did have a fragment. Blocked correctly. Unfortunately, if they have any sort of way to make a lightning flow and then also an aura, they can kill me on my turn. But there's nothing I can do about that, so just gonna hope and dream. Also, I think the majority of our deck is now instants that don't block, which is not good. Alright, they have a flow because they block, and then they can flicker and kill me. Okay. Alright, don't draw fucking 12 instants every hand, team. So how many instants? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is too many. 10's probably correct. This should not have been in the list. This should have been. And then the sideboard pick for Ziggy would probably just be like any card that blocks 3. Alright, that's probably fine though anyway, because we're at 12 o'clock now. So thank you for anyone who's still here. I don't know if anyone's still watching live, but anyone who made it to the end of the recording, thanks for coming along and watching the draft. Watch me draft a really good deck and then fumble it. I'm going to do so good at Nationals, guys. But have a nice day, and be good, I guess.